it was bad. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing something exciting. I saw this on Anushka's channel where she's reacting to some of you guys' worst dates. And I was like, actually, that's really cool. You know, that is super, super cool. So I wanted to do like my own version of it and have you guys sort of be a part of it in a sense, because yeah, you guys basically sent me all of your experiences on Instagram. I've also been asking you guys what you would like to see more from me, and a lot of you guys have been saying get ready with me tutorials and chit chat videos and all of that. And I think this is probably the best way to do it because I'm not going anywhere, so I can't like get ready with you to go somewhere. But yeah, I thought this would be a good addition to the get ready with me. Let's do my makeup, let's chit chat. I'm gonna have so much fun in this video, and I'm sure you guys are gonna have some fun too because I'm also gonna be exposing myself, okay? So without any further ado, let's get into reacting to you guys' worst date experiences. Okay, so let's start off with me, okay? Let's expose me. I actually have like, okay, I think I can count the number of dates I went on one hand. Legit. Let me count them right now. Yeah. Number of dates I've been on, guys. I'm not even trying to joke. I'm not even trying to play games. Legit, the actual number of dates I've been on. Okay? But let's just say some things are just lost in translation. Okay, for me. Or maybe I just don't know what guys' vibes are. But I'm the kind of person that's like straightforward. So I expect your communication with me to be straightforward. But on two of those date occasions, I only realized it was a date like after the fact, or while I was with this guy. I realized actually this is a date. What the hell? Oh, usually guys, two of those guys said to me, would you be open to like chilling out and sometimes? Now, how am I supposed to know that means going on a date? How am I supposed to know that? Anyway, so let's start with my situation, okay? I have an idea of the kind of look I want to create today. It's like more purpley type of vibes. We'll talk about it as we go along. I'm gonna go in with my Kiki Beauty priming water. This is the peppermint version, and I'm just gonna prime my face with this. Already did my eyebrows. This is so cooling and so refreshing, and honestly I've been loving this priming water as of recently. I have the coconut one as well, and they're really nice. Okay, so let's go into my date experience, okay? So, you know, he's like, we met via a mutual friend, and at the time he was like, would you be open to like, you know, chilling out and like going bowling sometime? I was like, yeah, sure, that sounds cool, you know. I don't think it was a date though. Like, if you're gonna say to me, you know, would you like to go out and chill out sometime? I'm like, okay, I guess now thinking back. But the way he said it didn't make me think. Like, he's not saying it the way it happened a while ago, a few years ago. But yeah, he was like, would you be open to like going bowling? And now if you ask me in that way, I don't think it's a date. You know? I don't feel like it's a date. Anyway, okay. I'm gonna prime again. I'm just gonna leave the products on the screen and show you guys as we go along. Otherwise we're gonna be here for 20 million years. But anyway, so we got on a date, you know, we went to a mall. We went bowling, and then, you know, we were walking around at first, but yeah, we did eventually go bowling. But this guy just didn't know how to say it without spraying it. Okay, now y'all know if anything comes at you flying at 80 kilometers per hour, you're just like, you know, like you get a fright. So every time this boy would speak and he would say something or laugh at something, a huge spitball would be flying in the direction of my face, and I would like get a fright first of all, because I would be like, you know, because I didn't expect anything to be flying towards my face. We weren't out in the open, we were in a mall. And it happened a few times, and when I tell you, I had to actually like pretend as if like I had to look somewhere else, or like the one time it ended up in my eye, and I was just like, you know, I pretended like it was an eyelash or something, but oh my god. But luckily we were walking around and we weren't sitting in one spot, because then it would have been obvious that he was like spraying in my face, you know. And had it been COVID times, I would have been like, ew. But oh no, that was probably the worst date experience I've been on. Apart from that, I felt like we didn't have anything in common, to be honest. And had he not have said it in that way, like, oh, would you want to go chill out, you know, type of vibe situation, I probably would have never agreed to going on a date with him anyway. Because I just didn't, like, I can just look at a guy, and by the way he carries himself out, I can tell if we're gonna click or not. And we weren't gonna click, and I wasn't gonna say yes had he not put it in that way and then insisted that we carry through with what I initially had agreed to. But yeah, it was bad. It was bad. Anyway, I will share the second story a bit later on, but let's hop on to some of you guys' worst date experiences. By the way, you guys, this chain is from Cotton On, in case anybody wants to know. Okay, so worst date experience was, somebody said this guy couldn't stop touching my hands. Listen, I mean, I'm all for like affection, but like if you start like weirdly touching my hands, it's kind of awkward, you know. So I personally like, I like affection, I like public affection, but if it's the first date and like you're clinging to me for dear life, I'm a bit concerned. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit concerned. Okay, next one, while we're blending out foundation. I set paid date to confront my cheating ex with his chick. Worst date, but life-changing moment. Oh my god. That is wild. Honestly, like, girl, good on you for setting up a paid date to go and confront your cheating ex. You go, girl. Damn. Why men cheat, I will never understand. But, oh my god. Men are nasty. Men are nasty. Okay? They are so nasty. Okay, so this is a long one. Okay? This is a long one. Okay, we gotta pay attention. So she says, went to a really nice restaurant with this guy. He had a really loud, goofy laugh, like Goofy from Mickey Mouse. Okay, that wasn't bad. I didn't mind the laugh. We order our food and he's like, are you sure you want to get that? He then cancelled my order and got me something else. I just said, okay, maybe he comes here often, and that I ordered something terrible, so I was still chilled. He had shots before I got there, so he was already a little tipsy when the food got there. The waiter was a little confused with the orders and gave me his food. This dude had a complete rant about it and went off at the poor waiter. He then proceeded to swap the food himself. At this point, gravity took over and the food spilled all over me. And guess who decided to wear a white shirt? Who decided to wear white? Sorry. This girl over here. I had mushroom sauce and spinach. And it gets even better. So at this point, I go clean myself in the bathroom, come back, and the dude is gone. To where, I don't know. Leaves without telling me a word or even settling the bill, including his pre-drinks. Girl, I just wanted to go home. Anywho, as I go wait for my Uber, the guy shows up and he says he went to get the car to take me home. And I'm like, nah, no thanks. I get home and then he texts me to say he has my food that I didn't get to eat because he asked him to do a doggy bag. He wanted to drop it off at my apartment. I said, it's fine, he can have it. He then proceeded to send me a bedroom playlist. Yeah, so I blocked him. I have a lot of date stories. Hold on. Let's dissect this one by one, right? So, he gets there before you and he has pre-drinks. Okay? Pre-drinks. Which is all fine and well, because I feel like anybody who's nervous should always have something to take the edge off, you know? I'm not that kind of person though. Like, I deal with my emotions. But I mean, guys are different, you know? They probably rely on alcohol. You know, it is what it is. It be like that sometimes. So, okay, that's fine and well. However, this man was tipsy enough to drop food on you. Now, I'm wondering if he was sober, would that have happened? Oh my god, the fact that he dropped food on you, like, why can't you just let the waiter swap it around? Why must you decide to take it upon yourself to, like, swap the food around when you know, like, your capability and your clumsiness is on another level? You know, like, I'm a bit confused about that. Also, I think this man was so wrong for not paying the bill. And you know what, guys? Like, even if I go out on a date, or even if, like, whatever the case may be is, I always offer to pay half the bill. I've had really gentleman-like men that would actually pay the bill. But I always offer, because I don't want them to think that I'm the kind of girl that expects them to always get the bill all the time, you know? Regardless of whether that's a first and last date, like, I also want them to know that straight from the get-go, I'm not the kind of girl that needs your money, okay? So even if you want to pay the bill, even if you want to get the bill, I'm always going to offer to pay half. But if you're insistent on it, I'll let you do your thing, you know? That's just the way I feel like I would do. I will always offer to pay the bill. Now, men, listen, you don't even go halfies. Like, literally, and then he meets you outside. He meets you outside with your doggy bag. I mean, not even with your doggy bag. He messages you to tell you he has your doggy bag. That is the wildest story I have ever heard in my life. And I'm so sorry you had to go through that, girl. Is that man okay? I don't know. That man sound like he need help. He sound like he was not just tipsy. You know, like, how do you also not pay for your own pre-drinks? I wonder if maybe, like, after he spilled the food on you, if he just, you know, it threw him off. But like I said, if you know you're going to be clumsy, let the waiter do it. Also, don't be impolite to waiters. Oh my god, I cannot stand people who are impolite to waiters. People who are impolite to waiters. No. That's, like, I feel like if your first date is impolite to a waiter, or, like, gives a waiter a hard time in front of you, in front of you is even worse. Like, that's not okay, sir. You must respect everybody, waiter or not. Okay. All right, so let's get back into it. Somebody else says, this guy wanted me to give him a BJ while driving. I was ready to jump out of that moving car. What in the heck? Firstly, what? Listen, girl, I'm not judging you though. Because, I mean, he definitely took advantage of the fact that you guys were in the car together. Is he bad? You don't know where his appendage has been? Like, oh my god. You know what? That is wild. That is the wildest thing I have ever heard in my entire life. He nasty. He nasty. I hope you went home and blocked his ass, because wow, he nasty. You know what, guys? I really worry about men who are comfortable asking for those things. I worry about you guys. Not that I'm judging you. I'm just saying, like, you just gonna ask it from anyone? Okay, but okay, let's be honest. Men are crazy. They really don't care where it's coming from as long as it's coming from somewhere. I said what I said. Anyway, that is very traumatic. I honestly, like, if somebody asked me to do that, I would have been like, I probably wouldn't even have caught on that they wanted me, that they were asking me for that. I probably would have just been like, huh? I'm not following you. I don't get what you're saying. Wild. Wild. Absolutely wild. I am so slow, you guys. I probably would have missed the boat if somebody asked me to do that. I'll probably have been like, do what? And then they would have been like, you know, hand gestures. What is that? Ooh. Okay, even if I knew what they were talking about, I would pretend like I didn't. Girl, but I also would have considered jumping out of that car so fast if a man sprang that upon me. That is so disappointing though. Yo. It's definitely going to make me think twice about going on another date anytime soon, okay? The next one is my ex ordered food for himself and then he went to go sit down while I was just standing there. Girl, thank God he your ex though, because where is the chivalry? I am shook. Honestly, it is wild. Wild what goes on out there. I don't know. I feel like men are taught to be providers. So the fact that these guys are not like at least going half and half on bills, I'm a little confused. I'm like, I know. So you're basically a mooch. That's what you do? That's what your parents taught you to be? But even if that's not what your parents taught you and like you were always spoiled or whatever, don't you want to like be responsible? You know, don't you want to have your ish together? That other guys would just not bother to pick up a bill. Like, if I as a woman can do it, why can't you as a man do it? Like, that is wild. Anyway, I guess life be like that sometimes. There are some mooches in the world. I don't know if I'm using the right terminology. Or leeches. Leeches or mooch. Whatever the terminology is, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. The next one is, he spoke SH1T about his ex-fiancée the whole time. This was a first date, FYI. Anytime you guys experience something like this, you need to run, okay? Anytime a guy starts talking about what his ex did wrong, run, okay? Let me tell you, run. That man is suffering from some psychological issue dealing with his ex, pertaining to his ex, and men who have issues dealing with like their exes and what their exes did, it can affect your relationship with him going forward. Trust me, as somebody who was in a relationship with somebody who was very hell-bent on their ex and very upset that their ex cheated on them, they thought that I would do the exact same thing. And you know what? I'm not somebody that cheats. And regardless of like how many times I reassured this person, I was still on the receiving end of his hurt and resentment for his ex. And yeah, I was treated really, really badly as a result of it. And I would say, you guys, don't stick that out. Don't put up and feel bad for a guy just because his ex, you know, he's telling you a pity party about his ex. Because sometimes you're dealing with some heavy narcissists and they make it your problem. And I'm sorry, but maybe, you know, I needed that experience to grow as a person. But anytime, even on a first date, if a man mentions his ex, run, ma'am, run. Don't even think twice. Doesn't matter how hot he is, doesn't matter whatever. Run, okay? Run far away as possible. That is sad, okay? Somebody else says, I had to pay for everything, even his Uber back home. Lasted a day, never again. I'm sorry. This whole not paying. Hold on, there's another one. An ex of mine took me out on my birthday and had me cover the bill. On your birthday? That is wild. I'm sorry, but that is wild. Okay, that is wild. I have a few others that I had to screenshot from my DMs because they were quite long. So, okay, so this one says, so I once was talking to a guy for 10 months. We finally decided to meet at Suncoast. Firstly, he was late by 30 minutes. Then I had to pay for the movie tickets, which was fine with me, assuming he'll pay for the food. He didn't even have food. We didn't even have food. After we watched the movie, he took me to his car to make out, and I had to call my dad to come pick me up, and I made an excuse saying I felt sick and left and waited by myself in the game room for my dad. Oh, and did I mention he was from Joburg and spoke in that irritating accent that's not attractive at all? Never spoke to him again. I hope he's doing well, but now I have someone who loves me unconditionally, so all is well that ends well. I am so glad that your story at least ended really well, because, I mean, like, did he not even ask if you're hungry? I'm sorry, but I don't care whether it's the first date or the 25th date. At the end of the day, you need to check in with me whether I'm hungry or not. Because, you know, women are so different. Like, I know I can only speak for myself, right? But sometimes I'm really hungry and sometimes I'm not hungry, you know? And sometimes on the day of your dates, like, you're so busy preparing that you forget to eat. So the fact that he wouldn't even, like, offer to buy you food before you guys, like, went to the car and made, or like, the fact that he even took you to the car on the first date to a makeout session is disgusting. And I wonder if, like, maybe it's a common thing here in Joburg, which is why he expected it from you. But that's not okay. Like, that's really, really not okay. And I just want to say to all the girls out there, like, you never have to do something you don't want to do. If you want to make out, you want to do all those things, you know what? That is your own business. You are allowed to do whatever you want. But from gathering from that message, it didn't seem like you were keen on doing that. So I'm really glad that you called your dad. You guys should always have backup options whenever you go out with a guy, whenever you're going out on a date. Always let somebody know that you're going out. Let them know where you're going out to and what's the tea, okay? I mean, my gosh, it is wild what you girls out there have to go through. I mean, isn't it so wild what we have to go through as women? Just to go on a date, just find the love of our lives. Like, what the heck? Anyway, so for eyeshadow, I'm gonna go in with the It's All Good eyeshadow palette from Colourpop, and I'm gonna go in with this shade called Best Life. It's this one right here. Oh my god. Also, like, this whole him changing his accent thing. Like, if you're from Durban, own it, you know? Own it. Live your damn best life. My gosh, that is wild. Absolutely wild. And the fact that you didn't even pay for the movie tickets and then you're expecting a makeout session? Who the hell do you think you are? It's the toxic masculinity for me. I mean, even if he did pay for the tickets, nothing warrants him asking for a makeout session. Nothing. And listen, if you were into him, then yeah, you could have had a makeout session. But, like, turn off. 100%. Yo, these stories are wild. Okay, so I don't know if you guys will be able to see this purple shade on camera, but it is so pretty. It has, like, a blue iridescence to it. And I'm just gonna take it halfway on my lid, or like 3/4 of the way on my lid, and on my lower lash line as well. I don't know if you guys will be able to see the blue iridescence. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Okay, so the next one is, a guy took me out for my birthday. He only had enough money for his own meal, not even his drink. Oh my god, we're dealing with another birthday situation. What is up with these men? Like, do they not know? Like, if you don't have money, don't ask a girl out on a date. What the hell is happening with these birds? If you don't have money, don't ask a girl out on a date, or don't offer to take her out for her birthday. Like, that is so selfish and like so not nice for you to do as a man. What is wrong with some of you men? Like, are you okay? Is everything okay? Oh my gosh. And then talking about not even having enough money to cover your own bill. Okay, it's fine. It's fine to... What in the hell is going on with these birds? Okay, hold on. It's fine to cover your own bill. But firstly, you asked her out on a day that was her birthday. You took her out for her birthday, but you only had enough money to cover your bill, but you couldn't even cover your own drink. Make it make sense. What is wrong with you men? Like, why do you think it's okay to do that to someone? Like, if you don't have money, don't leave your house. It's as simple as that. Wow. Somebody else says, he forced me to get a salad and told me to lose weight. All he spoke about was what a catch he is. Ma'am, if a man has to talk about what a catch he is, he's only trying to convince himself. Okay? Period. I'm gonna go in with the shade Downtime, which is this one right here. It's like a dual chrome shade. I mean, how can you be so rude to tell somebody to lose weight and then proceed to talk about what a catch you are? Sir, you gonna catch some hands. That's what a catch you are. Damn. Guys, honestly, I genuinely feel like that comment is coming from somebody who thinks he's better than everyone else. And you know what? I don't want to say, and I don't want to assume that he's been raised by somebody or raised by a woman who thinks she's better than everyone else. But it could be a very good possibility that he was raised in a very toxic household like that. And it's super sad that you had to go through that experience. But I guess all these bad experiences make you grateful for the really good guys. Okay. The next one is, went with my aunt who's like 6 years older than me. We both had dates. My guy flirts with my aunt. That is wild. That is wild. I don't have any words for that one. Went on a date once and Mance was so shy he didn't eat, and I ate alone and no convo at all. Are you really gonna mess up a date by not eating? Being so shy that you can't possibly put anything in your mouth? Do you even intend on going on a second date? That's my question. Because clearly you don't. Somebody else says, first date, he wanted to be fancy with the restaurant, but conveniently forgot his wallet. Another one? Y'all mean to tell me that y'all want to be fancy and y'all want to be nice at the expense of a woman? Y'all want to be all bougie at the expense of a woman? Grow up here! Damn! My God, all this men not paying is really so disappointing. Because the fact that you expect a woman to pay, you're not even willing to go half and half. That's what upsets me the most. Okay, I don't mind going half and half. But don't come here with your BS like forgetting your wallet at home. We don't do that ish, sir. Somebody else says, the a-hole bought me KFC. At least he fed you. At least he fed you. Some of these girls, the bills were not even, they had to pay for their own meal. Oh my God. But KFC on a first date. How can you buy someone KFC? KFC is an everyday meal. It's not a date meal. Ex-boyfriend was cheating, took me out to break up with me, but sat on his phone the entire date and didn't talk. Woo! Let me tell you the story. So, I was in a long relationship for about 2.5 years, but I would say that was like the relationships I had after that were more relationships than this one. Even though it was so long, we were studying, it was convenient, we saw each other every day. It was just a convenience thing, I feel like. But he also took me out just to break up with me. So he kept on saying, you know, we need to talk, we need to talk, we need to talk. And then I was like, okay, let's talk. And we sat down at the table, and I was like, okay, let's talk. What do you want to talk about? Then he's like, no, we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it later. Like, he kept stalling the whole evening. So then we pay the bill, we get to the car, and I said, so what do you want to talk about? And he's like, he breaks down, he starts crying, and he tells me, like, he can't do this anymore, and it's not me, it's him, and you know, all the usual men say. So yeah, it's happened to me too, with literally somebody took me out just to break up with me, and I would have never, the whole date, I would have never guessed that he was going to do that. Like, we just continued having a conversation, a normal conversation. Every time I said, what do you want to talk to me about, he would just be like, no, we'll talk about it later. Wild. Anyway, then another person says, hung out with a guy that I was talking to. He met a friend, asked him to join us, but didn't check in with me. They spoke about their own stuff, and I just sat there for an hour saying nothing. Eventually, my friends came to rescue me. He never heard from me again. I ignored his messages and apologized, I assume you said. But yeah. Oh, you ignored his messages and apologies. Girl, when you're hanging out with someone, okay, how do you just find it so easy to just invite somebody else over to your table? Like, don't you want to spend time with that person? I think that is so rude, especially when you're hanging out with somebody. Like, I don't know. Okay, firstly, I understand you may be a chill girl, but he should have checked in with you first. He should have checked in with you, checked in if it was okay if he invited someone to your table, and y'all should have taken it from there, because no. Like, I'm a chilled out girl. Like, I wouldn't have thought anything. I would have been like, if he asked me, is it okay if my friend, you know, is here? That's fine. Like, I would have been like, yeah, sure, you can join, but include me in the conversation also. Don't just make me sit there looking like a dwarf. Sir, man. Okay, I'm gonna go in with my NYX Epic Wear waterproof. This is Eye and Body liquid liner. Interesting. This is in the shade Lilac. I'm just gonna draw like a graphic liner. Okay, so while I'm doing this, I should probably tell you guys about this awkward date that I also had, okay? So firstly, I met this guy, you know, and he seemed pretty chilled. He was from KZN, like me, all that good stuff. And then he was like, oh, we should go hang out sometime. And I was like, okay, see, another trap. We should go hang out sometime. Another trap, okay? So I was like, okay, cool, that's all fine and well. But you know your girl is a bit slow on the uptake, right? So we go out, and I didn't realize it was a date. I honestly thought we're going there to just hang out, chill, become friends, you know? That's the vibe. Because that's the impression he gave me when we were talking. Like, there was no solid intention of, hey, you know, I want to go on a date with you with the possibility of dating you. Or whatever, you know? Ugh, anyway. I had a feeling that that one had another. I feel like he was looking for a side chick. You know when your instinct tells you you should be careful? My instinct was telling me I should be hella careful with this guy. Because he was born in a certain place, he was currently living somewhere else, and he was studying in Joburg. But genuinely, it looked like he was looking for a side chick. Because yeah, he never like made his intentions known. So anyway, we go on this date, so-called date. We chill there, we went to hookah lounge, we were chilling, vibing, you know, just talking stories, getting to know each other better. And my friend was there, so she came to say hi, and yeah, she and I are not friends anymore, but anyway. I'm kind of glad that she came though, because I feel like it was a very dead, like, it was an okay conversation. Like, I just didn't enjoy his conversation too much though. I felt like it was just very, like, rigid. It wasn't easily flowing. It was just like there was awkward silences in between, you know? So anyway, never mind all that. At the end of the night, I go to get my Uber and he walks me out. And so I hug him to say bye, but I can feel this man going in for a kiss. And I was like, hold the front door. So me being who I am as a person, which is probably why I'm still single, I dodged his kiss. He came in for a kiss. I went in for a hug. You know, I completely dodged the whole situation. Okay, I dodged him like a bullet. Okay, so let me tell you guys what made me feel like he was looking for a side piece. So, he was not active on WhatsApp. Now, at that time, I was like, that's a bit awkward because, you know, at first I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I was like, oh, okay, you know, maybe he has lots to do. But every time I went on WhatsApp and I went into his profile, he was always online. So it led me to believe that this boy is looking for a side piece. He's looking for somebody to pass time with. He's not looking for a partner or a decent relationship. He is just looking for someone to pass time with, and then once he's passed time, he's gonna go back to his girlfriend in the other province, you know? So yeah, I was pretty convinced that he was just looking for a pastime, with the fact that he was always on WhatsApp but didn't ever make a conversation with me unless he wanted to meet. So yeah, obviously I gauged him for a while. I was like, okay, when are you gonna talk to me? And it was always times when he wanted to make plans for us to go out. And I would always say, you know, I'm busy this weekend, maybe we'll try next weekend, or maybe some other time. And then he would come back and be like, hey, are you free? So then he'd come back another time and be like, hey, are you free anytime soon for us to hang out? And then it led me to believe that this boy only wants to talk to me when he wants to hang out. So he doesn't want to get to know me as a person. He doesn't care to get to know me. And yeah, it was wild. But that's, my gut feeling was telling me that this boy is not serious and that he's only going to waste my time. So sometimes my gut feeling works, sometimes it doesn't work. Anyway, so yeah, that's basically what happened, and never heard from him again. Good riddance. And we only ever went on that one date where I dodged his kiss. And oh, I didn't tell you guys, but afterwards when I got into my Uber, because my Uber was pulling up as he tried to kiss me, and I said to my Uber, is it bad if somebody tries to kiss you on a first date and you don't want to kiss them? And then my Uber guy was like, no, it's not bad at all. And then I was like, did you see me dodging that guy just now? And then he burst out laughing. My Uber burst out laughing. He was like, yes, I did. And I was like, oh my god, I feel so bad. He's like, no, you mustn't feel bad. If you don't want to do something, you mustn't do it. I promise you guys, I have been blessed with some of the best Ubers. And it was quite late at night. It was like maybe around 11. And this Uber was so kind. He was like, no, you don't have to feel like you had to kiss him back, because you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. And I was like, whew. Thank God, I feel so much better. I was like, thank you for making me feel so much better. I thought I did something bad by not wanting to kiss this guy back. And he just laughed. He was like, no. Anyway, so that was that bad experience. Or shocking experience, should I note. But, okay, somebody else has a juicy one. So, this one says, Went on a date with this guy. We hit it off. He kisses me as he's dropping me off at home. I pulled away at first because I wasn't like ready for that in that moment. Anyway, so he tries again and I was like, F it. We kissed. He left. He then proceeds to tell me on WhatsApp when he got home, I'm sorry, but I can't be with a girl like you. You are tempting me from my faith and all you want is sex from me. Sir? Is this sir okay? Girl, I was shook. I was even wearing pants. The conversation was proper the whole night. Nothing sexual. I was in utter shock. He then blocked me before I could reply. Yeah, I was thinking, oh wow, what a nice guy. I think that went really well. Maybe there will be a second date. So you mean to tell me that this guy was so tempted by you that he felt you were tempting his faith? You were tempting his faith? Listen, honey. The fact that you were wearing pants and like nothing was sexual the entire afternoon, but this man proceeded to say you are testing his faith. Makes me wonder. Makes me really wonder, like, wow. Although, that's the girl I aspire to be. Just one date. Just one on the cheek and the man's like, you are testing me from my faith. Oh, God. That's funny. That is funny. But, I mean, you should take that as a huge compliment, girl. Huge compliment. This boy was so taken by you. He was like, ooh, this one is testing my faith. Ay. Okay, so the last one was with a guy 6 months. Date number 5. He drank too much and lifted his hand to me in the restaurant. The end. Ma'am, I just want to say I am so proud of you of making that the end. Because lifting his hand, lifting his phalanges, his metacarpals and metatarsals for you, ma'am. No, we don't do that here. We don't do that here. So I am really, I'm glad that was the end. Because, But if that can happen in public when you have too much to drink, imagine what can happen behind closed doors. You might lose your life, ma'am. We're not doing that here. Nobody is I refuse to, in 2020, I refuse to promote sticking and staying in an abusive relationship. Because at the end of the day, if that man kills you because of his anger problems or because of his issues when he drinks, I am sorry. No. We don't do that in 2021. We seek counseling. We deal with our problems. We do not resort to hitting women. Sir, more worst date experiences that you guys would like me to share, you guys would like me to do a video on, please send me a DM. Everyone remains anonymous. Only I know who these confessions belong to, and sometimes my memory doesn't serve me all that well. So if you ask me a week from now whose confession it was, I won't be able to tell you. But I just want to thank everyone for sharing their experiences. I know, like, it's rough out there. As you guys have heard, I've also had my fair share of experiences. It's wild. So listen, I have confidence that there is probably a man out there for each and every one of us that is going to be good and kind, and all of these bad experiences are going to lead to some amazing experiences someday, you know. But at least we'll also have stories to tell our kids one day about how bad these experiences were. But I genuinely believe that you have to go through the bad to be appreciative of the good. So yeah, that is it for this video. I really hope you guys have enjoyed. This is a long video. I'm gonna go ahead off of camera, finish off my eyelashes and all of that good stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I am glad I'm not actively dating right now, because I do not have the mental capacity to deal with half of the things that you guys have dealt with. And you guys deal with it with such poise. I don't know if I have the capability of doing such. It's kind of crazy. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to slay all day every day with and without makeup, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye bye.